It looks like a kind of romantic tale, doesn't it? Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another walk around. This time I'm joined by the Hyundai Kona N Line. As always, I will take you around the car, talk you through the specification and give you my first impressions. The weather conditions aren't great today, so at some points there may be some water on the lens or it might steam up, so I can only apologise in advance. So yes, here we go. The Kona N Line. So this isn't the full fat N, which has more power. No, this is all about the styling, and I think this is a really good looking package. Normally on the Kona, you would have rather ugly cladding going around the vehicle and on the front bumper, and I think on the rear bumper as well. But for the N Line and the N, you get body coloured cladding, which looks far better in my opinion. The N Line has a starting price of £23,795, which is a little bit cheaper compared to the Ford Puma ST Line X. I actually had the ST Line earlier this year, so be sure to check out that content. Well, I say earlier this year, by the time you watch this, it will probably be 2022. But anyway, that aside, what do you get as standard? Well, you get 18-inch alloys, LED daytime running lights, halogen headlights, of course. You get to the N-line styling, black roof rails, black door mirrors. At the back, you've got LED rear lights, and you even get a cheeky double exhaust. So there are the lights, and yes, a nice exhaust and a kind of faux diffuser. You've also got rear parking sensors and a reversing camera. A rather sporty rear spoiler as well. Overall, I think the exterior package is a winning one. I think it's less controversial, less divisive compared to the Puma, and overall I think it is a better balanced and a better looking vehicle. I don't think the Puma is ugly, but I think this is simply better to look at. So, let me take you into the inside. Sorry, my brain walked off for a few moments there. Wherever it went, it was very nice. So the inside is arguably a little bit drab. Thankfully, you do have the N styling bits and bobs which help to liven it up a little. So you've got the N specific steering wheel with plenty of red stitching. Very nice indeed. You've also got N specific sport seats as well. Again, finished with plenty of red stitching. N line mats. That's just to stop me dragging mud into the car. And you've also got an N-specific gear lever as well, once I can get my autofocus sorted. There we go. I still don't think it's quite focused. It's difficult to tell. There we go. Oh, no, it's thinking about it. Yes, so apart from those features, the inside would probably feel a little bit sombre, but it isn't a bad place to be. It could do with perhaps a bit more character. Let me step inside and make myself comfortable. Now, you may have spotted I've actually got a turnkey ignition, a little bit old-fashioned in this day and age. Right, let's close that door, shut the weather out, take off my little tripod. This is where you'll probably find the lens is a bit steamed up, a bit watery, so I do have a cloth in my pocket. Right, bear with me. So yes, you have an old-fashioned turnkey ignition. Sorry, hand-eye coordination let me down there. Now, the starting procedure is a little bit clunky. In most modern cars, you put your foot on the clutch and then you can turn the key, like so. But no, in the Kona N, you'll see, you have to press the clutch and the brake to start it. And you have to have the gear lever in neutral. If you try to start it in gear, you can't. Not the end of the world, but I just find it a little bit annoying. Just, you know, why complicate things? As you can see through my rather steamy lens, it looks like a kind of romantic tale, doesn't it? With it all steamed up and the kind of soft focus, doesn't it? I do have, as standard, a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster, and I also have a 10.25-inch touchscreen as well, which has, let me just scroll across. I've got a DAB radio, Bluetooth, smartphone connectivity, and navigation. I'm going to try and sort my lens out. Just keeps steaming up because, yes, that is a tad better, isn't it? I've got 3 driving modes at my disposal. So I've got a button down here marked drive mode. There we go. Hit it, and I go from eco into normal into sport. Now, annoyingly, the car always starts as default in eco, and come on, Hyundai, this is meant to be a sportier vehicle, so why not at least start it in normal? I don't quite understand the need to always default to eco, but that's me just having a bit of a moan. I will turn the engine off actually, because I don't really need it for this part of the video. I will come to the engine in due course. I really like the touchscreen. I think it's got a nice crispness to it, a nice clarity. It's easy to use, easy to navigate, and also easy to use whilst on the move. You've also got some proper buttons down here as well. They're not touch sensitive. They are proper physical buttons, which I'm a massive fan of. Turn the ignition back on so I can show you the reversing camera. And I've also got the rear parking sensors as well. I've got the climate control, so if I hit that, you'll see the climate control fires into life, but let's turn it off because it's going to be a bit noisy. And again, I like the fact you have proper physical controls, proper dials, proper buttons for the climate control. That makes me a very happy Aaron. Down here, you've got a wireless phone charging pad, which comes as standard, which is quite impressive because I do believe on the Puma ST Line X or the ST Line, that would be an optional extra. Lenses steam up again, sorry. It's going to be a constant feature of this video, I'm afraid. As you can see, I've got 2 USB ports, one there and one behind this flap there, as well as a 12-volt socket just to the right hand side. So yes, you do have a good amount of features. You've also got a good amount of safety features as well, such as autonomous emergency braking. I've also got a lane keep assist and lane departure warning just there when it wants to autofocus. Again, I can only apologise, the weather conditions are against me. Annoyingly, it wasn't forecast to rain today, but there we go. Let's speak about practicality. The door bins are of a decent size. As you can see, I've got a 1 litre bottle in there. I've got to mention, actually, I've also got a Krell premium audio system as part of the standard features. 2 cup holders in the middle, which is pretty standard. I've mentioned the wireless phone charging pad. You do have a centre armrest with some storage in there as well. Not too bad, not too shabby. Sunglasses holder, which again is quite handy. There we go, it folds open rather slowly. And last but not least, I do get a glove box, which is actually bigger than I was expecting. That does offer a good size. Getting a good driving setup is easy. The steering wheel has got plenty of adjustment, as does the driver's seat, and the driver's seat, as standard, also has an electronic lumbar support, so that is good. Anything else to report on the front? Oh, actually, yes. Earlier I was speaking about the key, the turnkey being a bit old-fashioned. Check this out. I've got a proper manual handbrake. There we go. Yeah, almost unheard of in this day and age, but yes, I've got a proper handbrake, which I actually prefer. I need to turn the ignition off, take the key with me, and I can show you the space in the rear, which will be interesting because I'm yet to actually properly sit in the back, so this will be a learning experience for all of us. Come on, autofocus. These weather conditions are shocking. Tinted rear windows also come as standard, by the way. So as always, the driver's seat has been set for me. I'm 6'2", so I am of course a taller chap. Let me step in like so. Try not to drag any mud into the car, which is difficult. As you can see, I haven't got a lot of space. I've got, well, a minimal amount of knee room, and if I bring you down here to show you the leg room, I do have a bit of leg room, but yes, knee room really is the issue here. What about headroom? Headroom isn't actually too shabby. I've got a bit of space left over, more than I was expecting, in all honesty. So if you want a small SUV crossover with more rear space, I'd recommend having a look at the Seat Arona or the Puma that I had a little while back. The Puma wasn't exactly spacious in the back, but yes, it did offer better legroom than the Kona. Now, of course, with this being a small SUV slash crossover, you are going to struggle to get 3 adults in the rear. But of course, you do get ISOFIX points in case you're more concerned about carrying children. But come on, ISOFIX points should almost go without saying. In regard to practicality, there's not a great deal of it in the back. You do have map pockets, a bit of netting. You do have door bins in which you can fit a 500ml bottle, and a little cubby down here, as well as a USB port, so those in the rear can charge their smartphones or smart devices whilst on the move. But of course, there's only the one socket, so they'll have to fight for it. Yeah, you do have black roof lining, which does make it maybe a tad dingy in here, but the windows are of a fairly decent size, so there is a decent amount of light coming into the car, even on a grey, gloomy day like today. Right, let me step out the car, which will be interesting with my lanky legs. Try not to scrape any mud. I think I've done well there. So let me show you the boot. Now, unlike the Puma, which can be had with a hands-free power tailgate, the Kona isn't available with such a feature. So it's, again, a bit old-fashioned, having to use manual labour to open the boot. As always, it's filled with my filming stuff, but I will cut to a clip where the boot is empty. The boot isn't the biggest in class. It offers 374 litres, which isn't quite as large as the Seat Arona or the Ford Puma I mentioned a few moments ago, but I wouldn't say it's tiny. Although if you are looking for a crossover with a big boot, you may want to look elsewhere. Now, you can of course extend the space by folding down the 60/40 rear seats to give you 1,156 litres. There's no spare wheel, but you do get a tyre repair kit, or as Hyundai call it, a tyre mobility kit. And if you're wondering what's underneath the boot floor, it's the battery for the mild hybrid system. This has got a mild hybrid, which links me very nicely onto the powertrain, onto the engine. Oh yes. So let me just lift up the bonnet without slipping over on this muddy floor. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Send it into You've Been Framed to make myself £250. Right, where's the bonnet release? There we go. Oh, no. So, what you are looking at is a 1 litre, a 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol. It offers 120 horsepower along with 172 newton meters of torque. If you prefer that in pound-feet, I will of course put a caption below. Let me just quickly put up the bonnet support so I can have both hands free. So, in regard to performance, this will hit 62 miles per hour in 11.9 seconds, which seems a little bit pedestrian, but in the real world, this engine is actually quite nippy. The top speed, in case you're really wondering, not really relevant, is it? But that is 112 miles per hour. Now, in regards to fuel economy, on a combined run, Hyundai states that you can get around 46 mpg. On my drive up here, I got around 38 mpg. And the CO2 emissions are 138 grams per kilometre, meaning for the first year of VED, you'll be required to pay £210. There we go, just give you another look at the car. In case I haven't mentioned it, well, you saw the gear lever earlier, but this is mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox and it is front-wheel drive. So if you're looking for all-wheel drive for this car, you're going to be disappointed. But to be fair, not many small SUVs slash crossovers offer 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive as standard. But yes, there we go. The Hyundai Kona N Line. A car that I've actually quite enjoyed this week, despite its rather weedy power. There will of course be a full review coming, hopefully a point of view review coming as well. In the meantime, if you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section below. But yes, I do hope you have found this video helpful, useful, enjoyable, or maybe all three. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.